May I please cover you? Please.
All right, everybody. We're back here on Man Talk Radio. This is your host, Corey, and we are having a live conversation with Dante Moore, the author of the book Reeducation of the Female. If you're in the chat room, you can see the book on the website here, and if you want to click on it, you can order it through Amazon.com, which I recommend that you all do, and go to Dante's website, Reeducation.com, and check that out and see where he's going to be at and some of the other things that he's working on. We are going to go right to the caller that's at 404-396. You've been holding for a while. Now you're live here on Man Talk Radio.
Oh, Lord. Hey, Corey, this is Marvette, and hi, Dante. Before I pose my question, just real quick, Dante, may I ask how old you are?
34.
Okay. So I have a couple. I, definitely made a lot of good, valid points. However, I had a few things that I wanted to, I guess I'm trying to understand where you're getting your information from, or how are you validating some of the information that you're putting out there. One of the things that you spoke about was, women that were teaching these young women to, basically have an expectation that a man is supposed to take care of us or provide for us versus, just kind of simply meeting a guy and, because he might not have a pot to piss in, he should still be a viable partner. And my comment to that is very simple. Since the beginning of time, women have been taught that a man is supposed to provide you with security. A man is supposed to take care of you. So I don't think there's really this expectation that, because if a man buys you a drink in the club, that essentially you're getting pimped. Because if that's the case, then, Corey, you still owe me something, because I've picked up the tab on drinks plenty of times, and I don't think that meant that, I'm trying to buy you and your boy. So what makes you say that if I'm out at a club and a man offers to buy me a drink, and mind you, I'm a woman that can always pay for my own drink. Sometimes I'll accept a drink from someone, and sometimes I won't, but if I accept a drink, I don't think that I've ever felt like, okay, I'm obligated to talk to this person, and or that this man just basically, that I just became a hoe and he became my John because he bought me a drink. So where is that coming from?
That's coming from basically observation. Look around. You may not think it's that way, but that's how it is. When you go to the club and somebody buys you a drink and they're trying to meet you or whatever, that's basically what the deal is. They're trying to get to know you. So that $10 is paying for your time and attention, just like it would for any prostitute.
So if I pick up the drink for everybody because I'm buying that round of drinks, are you implying that I'm trying to get to know everybody? Or
no,
could it just be that man happens to have, right, okay, but even if I wasn't, could it not just simply be that man happens to have money and simply wants to buy a young lady a drink with no strings attached at all?
No. There's no way a man is just going to want to buy you a drink with nothing attached. Why would he do that? Why won't he just keep the money in his pocket?
Huh?
Well,
guess what? And one of the reasons why I asked you how old you were was because I was trying to gauge in terms of age where your process is coming from. I have a lot of tons of male friends that, guess what, are extremely wealthy. Pick up the tab for everybody. If they see me out and I'm with my girls, you can best believe that the tab is going to be covered. And I can assure you they are not trying to buy anybody's time or attention, because I think that the aspect of that is that you have men that have money who think one way, and you also have men that don't necessarily have a whole lot of money, and their perception on how things are completely different. So I was just trying to figure out where exactly that sense of that was coming from. My other issue is, is the thing with the whole security. should a woman not have an expectation that the man she ultimately ends up with can provide her with a sense of security?
Of course. Provide her with a sense of security.
But you were saying that it's wrong as that women who are teaching their daughters underneath of that same premise are mistaken, that's not accurate.
Right.
Or that they're teaching them to grow up to then be hoes.
Right. We're talking about financial security. That's what we're talking about.
Yes, financial security.
Right, and that's a false sense of security, financial. You understand that, right? Just because a man has money doesn't mean that he's going to be able to provide for you or secure for you forever. You need to be with a man who has the right morals to provide that protection and secure you as a female to be your protector and provider. It doesn't necessarily have to.
Oh, no, I definitely agree that it has to be the whole entire package. He can't just come to the table with money and not have anything else that he's offering. The other thing that I recall you saying is taking advice from single women. And, you know, as one of those people who is a single woman, you know, I think I give excellent advice, and it has nothing to do with the fact that I have a man or don't have a man. So, you know, just because someone, why am I single?
Right. If you give excellent advice, why are you not taking your own advice?
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, you have no control over who you meet. So I can go out here for the next 30 days and meet 30 different guys, and they not necessarily be compatible with me or necessarily be what I require in a mate. It doesn't mean that I'm doing anything wrong or that, you know, I'm a messed up person or, you know, if for the next 30 days, I meet the UPS man. I'm sorry, that's not what I'm looking for in a mate. If for the next 30 days every brother I run into, you know, doesn't happen to have a job, I'm sorry, that's not what I'm looking for in a long-term mate. So just because a woman is single doesn't necessarily mean that she's doing something wrong.
Right, but you're absolutely right, but you just named two things that you're doing wrong. If he don't have a job, that doesn't make him a non-dateable man. If he works at UPS, doesn't make him somebody that you should date.
No, it makes him very dateable for somebody else. It doesn't make him dateable for me because
that
what
would
my
explain the reason why you're still looking.
But what my requirements are, it's like you saying you want a woman who is under a size 10. So if that woman shows up and she's a size 24, it doesn't make her a non-dateable woman, correct? Just means that she's a heavy woman.
You talking about with me or with somebody else?
No, I'm talking about with you. I heard you make the comment about.
Hell yeah, that makes her non-dateable. She's size 24.
No, why? Why?
What are you talking about? She's huge.
Okay.
She's huge.
Well,
she's disgusting.
Okay, he disgusting. He broke. He ain't got no damn education. So in my book, that makes him disgusting.
Right, but you just named three things. I named one. You know what I'm saying? I just named one. You need to lower your expectations a little bit.
No, but
you know, he can't be $100 millionaire. He can't be a doctor and you be a secretary and you want him. That's not really going to happen.
If I'm a doctor, then shouldn't I have an expectation that he be a doctor too?
No.
I mean, shouldn't I at the very least expect that the person I'm going to be with is somewhere in my same category of what I'm seeking in life?
No,
because
not at all.
Why not?
Because you can meet people in different categories in life. You could be a doctor, and you know he could be a postal worker. That doesn't matter. When it comes down to the relationship, it's about, you know, do you like this man? Do y'all get along? Can y'all have a conversation? Are y'all compatible sexually? Those are the type of things you should be looking at, not his pockets and what he could provide for
then
you.
Why should you
That's
be
always
going
to lead you down a long way.
Hold on, Mark. You're talking about two different things. You're talking about
You're
talking about appearance.
Actually, it's not, because what I'm saying is, all I'm simply trying to point out is that you have your preferences, right? Mm-hmm. And weight, apparently weight for you is a preference that you prefer.
That's a preference
smaller.
for everybody.
No.
Yeah,
I'd have to totally disagree.
So you'd date a 900-pound man?
No, I wouldn't date a 900-pound man.
Okay, then. Your weight is your preference.
But my point to you is that there are a lot of men that do date big women and don't have a problem with their weight. But even if it wasn't their weight, maybe it was the person having a person who's light-skinned versus dark-skinned. What I'm simply saying is that as humans, we all have preferences. There are things that we all require in our significant other. What I may require may not be what you require, and what may turn me on I have a preference for chocolate men. So if you're a light-skinned brother, I'm not interested. Doesn't mean that you're not a good man, but sexually I'm not going to be
I got you. Hold on. I got you. And what we're talking about, though, is we're not talking about women's preferences in men tonight. The re-education of the female, the book is about re-educating the female. So let's give Dante a chance to respond to what he's talking about, which is the re-education of the female. Now, you're talking about your preferences, and everyone has their right to have preferences, but what we're talking about tonight is what women need to do to get a man or to keep a man. So do you have any questions based on what Dante may be able to respond to?
Not necessarily questions, but I guess